on 2017 play Europa League. Win Europa League with me.
In the Manchester United goal, Paul Pogba opens up to Pogba, took an deflection. Manchester United lead, and the most expensive footballer that Manchester United have ever bought has scored a goal that could be worth its weight in gold.
You talk about all this quality on this football pitch.
It was a free kick actually. Matters ball in towards Fellaini, and Smalling was in there, and it's hooked in by a man who scored so many goals in this competition this season, Henrik Mkhitaryan, and there is breathing space in the Europa League final for Manchester United.
And goes back to Champions League.
The full-time whistle, and Manchester United have done it. Manchester United have won the Europa League. Jose Mourinho and United are back where they belong, winning trophies at European level, and as importantly, back in the Champions League next season. A golden moment.
I'm going to ask you a really tough question now. You ready?
Let's try.
They mocked him when he said it.
3-0. You know what this means? Respect. Respect.
Others labeled it as bitterness, jealousy, and ego.
United players that left the club last season, see where they play, how they play, if they play.
How they would play, if they even played at all. Because when Jose Mourinho speaks, people don't hear a warning. They hear noise. But football history has taught us one thing. Mourinho is rarely wrong, only early. Long before Ruben Amorim ever came close to Old Trafford, Jose Mourinho had already outlined this very future of Manchester United. Not by naming a manager, but by defining a profile. A coach obsessed with structure. A man who builds systems before stars. A leader who demands belief before beauty. And yet, when Amorim arrived, the football world responded exactly as it always does with United. Too risky, too inexperienced. The wrong fit for United's DNA.
Manchester United is a gift that keeps on giving. And I know for a fact that Ruben Amorim is going to come in and he's going to lose the first couple of games. And then the conversation is going to be, but we were winning with Ruben. Ruben was here. And that will be the conversation.
For years, Jose Mourinho was cast as the villain of the post-Ferguson era. A dinosaur, a toxic force accused of draining the joy from Manchester United. When he claimed that finishing second with the 2018 squad was one of his greatest achievements, the football world laughed. Pundits ridiculed him. Fans dismissed it as delusional revisionism. They aren't laughing now. As we watch Ruben Amorim fight the very same battles. The same structural decay. The same cultural stagnation. The same impossible expectations. It's time to face an uncomfortable truth. Jose Mourinho saw it coming. He warned us about the heritage of the football.
League, the last victory was 12-13. United finished 4th, 5th, 6th, and 7th. So, in the last 4 years, the best was 4th. This is football heritage. Means that when you start the process, you are here, you are there, or you are there. Is heritage.
He warned Amorim about the storm ahead. No one believed him. Today, we're going to show why Jose Mourinho was right all along. This is the story of Amorim's United, told through the prophecy of the Special One. To understand why Mourinho foresaw Amorim's struggles, we have to return to the source. The moment Mourinho stopped being just a manager and became a whistleblower. March 2018. United had just been knocked out of the Champions League by Sevilla. A shocking performance. The media was ready to rip Mourinho apart. At the time, it was dismissed as a meltdown. A classic Mourinho deflection to shift focus from a poor result. But listen closely to what he was really saying. He wasn't talking about tactics. He was talking about a club that had forgotten how to win at the highest level. He pointed to United's recent history before his arrival. Out in the group stage. Out in the quarterfinals. Out in the round of 16.
In 7 years, with 4 different managers, once not qualify for Europe, twice out in the group phase, and the best was a quarterfinal. This is football heritage.
He was trying to make the world, and more importantly, the United board, understand one simple truth. The badge no longer wins matches. The infrastructure does. Mourinho's core argument was clear. Manchester United had become a commercial powerhouse, but a sporting lightweight. They had money, but no real football expertise in the rooms where decisions were made. A club content with finishing fourth, content with selling noodles in Asia, yet incapable of taking the ruthless football decisions required to chase Pep Guardiola's Manchester City. He warned that without a complete rebuild of the club's sporting soul, any manager who sat in that dugout was destined to fail. He felt like he was battling the opposition on Saturdays, and his own club from Monday to Friday. When he left, the story was simple. Ding dong, the witch is dead. Now United could finally play attacking football again. And that takes us to the years between Mourinho and Amorim. The years that proved his point beyond doubt. If Mourinho had been wrong, the managers who followed should have thrived. They were given what he never received. Patience, protection, and in some cases, even more money. Ole brought the good vibes. The anti-Mourinho. No toxicity, just nostalgia. And for a while, it felt right. But what happened when real tactical structure was required? It collapsed. The same cultural problems Mourinho warned about. Players downing tools when pressure hit resurfaced. Then came Ralf Rangnick, the godfather of pressing.
So it's probably not it's not the manager's quality. It's about changing all the other things that have brought the club into a position as we're in right now. As I said earlier on, the good thing about what happened, one of the very few good things is that it's crystal clear. It's not that difficult. You don't even need glasses to analyze it, to see where the problems are. So now it's only about how do we solve them. And for me, it's clear. It's not enough to do some little minor amendments, some little issues here and there, some minor cosmetic things. No, this is, in medicine, you would see this is an operation at the open heart. So there are more things to be changed than some little things here and some minor things there. And this is the good thing. And for me, this is, if this happens, and if everybody has realized that this has to happen, and if people want to work together, then it makes sense. And then I still believe that it doesn't need and take 2 or 3 years to change those things. This can happen within 1 year. All respect to Jürgen and Pep, I'm sure that they didn't do all the things themselves. There were also other people involved in those 2 clubs, top people in certain positions, no matter in which area it was. In order to rebuild and build something that we want to build here, in all areas, you have to have top people, and they have to work together in a very close and in a very reliable way.
He was trying to make the world, and more importantly, the United board, understand one simple truth. The badge no longer wins matches. The infrastructure does. Mourinho's core argument was clear. Manchester United had become a commercial powerhouse, but a sporting lightweight. They had money, but no real football expertise in the rooms where decisions were made. A club content with finishing fourth, content with selling noodles in Asia, yet incapable of taking the ruthless football decisions required to chase Pep Guardiola's Manchester City. He warned that without a complete rebuild of the club's sporting soul, any manager who sat in that dugout was destined to fail. He felt like he was battling the opposition on Saturdays, and his own club from Monday to Friday. When he left, the story was simple. Ding dong, the witch is dead. Now United could finally play attacking football again. And that takes us to the years between Mourinho and Amorim. The years that proved his point beyond doubt. If Mourinho had been wrong, the managers who followed should have thrived. They were given what he never received: patience, protection, and in some cases, even more money. Ole brought the good vibes. The anti-Mourinho. No toxicity, just nostalgia. And for a while, it felt right. But what happened when real tactical structure was required? It collapsed. The same cultural problems Mourinho warned about. Players downing tools when pressure hit resurfaced. Then came Ralf Rangnick, the godfather of pressing. He walked in, assessed the squad's mentality, and effectively said out loud, "This is unfixable." He was repeating exactly what Mourinho had said 4 years earlier. Just Jose Mourinho warned them about the storm. No one listened. For years, he was branded the villain of post-Ferguson Manchester United. Too negative, too toxic, yesterday's man. When he said finishing second in 2018 was one of his greatest achievements, the football world laughed. They aren't laughing now. Mourinho wasn't talking about tactics. He was talking about a club that believed the badge would win games. When modern football demands structure, competence, and ruthless decisions, United had become a commercial giant, but a sporting lightweight. After Mourinho left, the proof came quickly. Ole brought the vibes, not the structure. When pressure arrived, everything collapsed. Ralf Rangnick saw the squad once and called it unfixable. The same warning, just 4 years later. Then came Erik ten Hag. Discipline, standards, intent. All swallowed by poor recruitment, ownership chaos. And a culture that refused to change. And now, Ruben Amorim, Mourinho's former student. A coach built on systems before stars. He arrived dreaming of beautiful football, only to learn survival comes first. Pragmatism replaced ideals. Siege mentality replaced freedom. Mourinho wasn't bitter. He was early. And as Amorim fights the same battles today, one truth remains unavoidable. Jose Mourinho saw it all coming. Like the video, subscribe to Kickster Facts, and turn on notifications for real football facts you won't hear anywhere else.